Hi, this is Shannah, and this is the pick a card reading about what you need to know right now. It's an energy update. So here we have three possibilities. Number one, and some of you told me that this is malachite or a malachite, and this is a stone. Then I checked the properties. This is a stone about transformation. It helps you when you're going through transformations in your life, and it's really beautiful. It really symbolizes our beautiful planet. And then we have for number two, then lapis lazuli. This is a stone of powerful protection and has to do also with the throat chakra. It's about truth, honesty, and protection. And then we have this little stone that I found by a lake, and one of our viewers then told me, yes, that it looks like there's a lady. Let's put it here back on focus. Hello. There you go. That there's a lady inside of the heart. It's really, really interesting. There you go. This is the other side. So it's like a heart shape. And take your time to choose the pile you'd like to have read. And if the stones and the piles themselves confuse you, then just close your eyes and I'll repeat the number of the piles and you go for what your heart reacts to. Okay, so we have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. Yeah? So I'm starting with pile number 1. So I'm putting all these others away. Pile number 1. So outside we have a storm raging, which I just find beautiful, and I hope it's not too distracting. So first of all, we have number 22. She feels, she knows. Then we have regeneration, and this is number 46. Then we have Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Then we have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Then we have Fula, so translated can mean that is feeling whole, richness, plenty. We can say as well, we can translate it as plenty or plentiness. Can we say that? I don't know. So there you go. Then we have Parrot Spirit, watch your words, and this is number 45. There you go. Then for this pile, I got 2 cards from this deck. And now we have number 18, Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. I'm lacking space already. Give me a second. Let's put them all here to the side. Yes. There you go. And then we have the Vision Quest. This is number 60. And then we have Clean Up Your Mess, number 37. There you go. So let's start. So put this one here away. Let's start with this one. Now, For those who chose pile number 1, you're not going through a very joyous period. And you can see the face of this lady here is quite sad. Maybe she has been crying. She looks like this. She's not doing any drama, you know, she's not having desperation attack, so to say, but she's feeling sad. Something is not right. Could be that you are going through some disappointment. It can be that also you're feeling lonely. It can be that something didn't go the way you planned. Like I was saying, it's a bit of a disappointment and you just feel sad. Now, what this card wants you to know is you have to look at the bigger picture. What looks like an obstacle, what looks like a disappointment at this point is actually a stepping stone to something higher, to something better. And the sadness that we feel is righteous in the sense that it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel disappointed. But if you look at the bigger picture, this experience you're having now is just preparing you for something better. I know when we say this, it doesn't really ease the pain or the disappointment, but we have to go through certain experiences to value and to be better prepared for the next ones, right? And it can also be that this is just temporary, and when new light occurs to the situation, you will know then exactly what to do, and you will act differently, and you will act in a wiser kind of way. And deep down inside, you know that this is so, and that's why she feels she knows. She feels sad, but she knows this is a phase she has to go through, and she knows there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and things will get better, and that the path is not over. So the story is not over yet, and your path hasn't ended yet. This is just a phase bringing you to a higher level. And there is a regeneration going on. So this card promises you new beginnings, and also a new way of looking at things as well. Actually, this sadness has to do with this. Something had to die, be it a way of looking of things, being an expectation, being a situation. Something had to die so that new life could emerge out of it, right? Because you have here this tree. I don't know if you can see it, but there seems to be a flower here in the middle of the tree, all this blue light coming in. So sometimes something has to end so that new life can come, and you regenerating yourself at this moment. So, and regenerating and transformation, and we had here the malachite stone. Yeah, so it goes together. Transformation is not always easy, and it's also a bit sad to say goodbye to an old version of ourselves. But it's like this process you're undergoing is like changing skin. And what's coming up is like a better version of yourself. It's a higher version of yourself, and also a fresh perspective on how to live life. And this card is a yes. This card is saying there's new beginnings, there's new life coming, there's even new love coming, or a regenerated form of that love. So that if this you were asking about love, so love had to go through a deep transformation in order to be reborn, in order to be re-experienced, but now in a fresher way with a new light. And you see all this light coming in. I hope you can see it. So yes, a situation had to end. It doesn't matter in what level of your life, even if it's just a perspective of life, you had to change. And it's not always easy, but you know that it's going to get a lot better because there's a higher plan, there's a divine plan for your life as well. And now you can choose, to get stuck in this sad energy, or you just accept things as they are and be reborn. And then we have this Mystcal, longing for a home, belonging, the original light workers. The Mystcal, they're also considered to be the very first star seeds to come to our planet. You can Google it, it's really interesting. And according to that legend, their planet doesn't support any life anymore, and those star seeds that are here, they miss home, they miss water, because it was a watery star, allegedly. And so this is also what you're feeling, right? You feel, you miss the feeling of belonging, you miss the feeling of being home. And this comes with this sadness as well. It's like some of you that chose pile 1 may probably feel like your home is somewhere else. Your home is with other people. Sometimes you don't feel that you belong here in this society, that you belong somewhere else. And it's like this missing, this longing to be home. And this comes also from this feeling of being sad. You are longing for something to hold you, something or someone to hold you, to support you, to help you lift the weight. But these people will come, and these people are probably already around you. But when we are in this sad energy, it's very difficult to see them, or even very difficult to acknowledge them and accept their help. But what the cards are saying is, although that you're sad, hit away, there you go. Although you're sad, there's so much bounty, and there's so much plenty all around you. And this is really beautiful because it connects both worlds, connects the spiritual and the material world. And this is this change you're also going through. You're starting to connect them both. You're starting to be whole again. So this is a process. So this being sad and longing for something that is not materialized yet, or that you cannot feel it yet, it's also part of the process. So don't be too put down. Try to combine both worlds. And that's also this card is like, create your own home, create your own space where you feel safe, where you feel joy, where you feel comfortable. This is also the message of this card here. Since you cannot, for instance, the Mystcal, they cannot go back home, so they have to create their home space. Then where they find it, they have to create it. And this is also the message of this card. Bring it together. Materialize, manifest what you really need. You can do that. You can turn this into reality. And deep down, you know that you can. And this is also what this card is saying. There's a lot of powerful changes coming your way. Again, this card is a big yes. If you've been wanting something to manifest, if you've been wanting something to come true, yes, because this is again a card of new beginnings. This is a card saying that everything is possible. You just have to believe in it. You have to trust. So the main word here is trust. Trust the process. Trust this transformation, because you're starting to manifest the things you've been longing for. But you have to be careful here with something. This is the message of the parrot spirit. So watch your words. So what the card is actually saying is, what stories have you been telling yourself? And now you're in a very powerful manifestation energy. So the momentum has been increasing. So what stories have you been telling yourself? Because if you keep on telling your story, so stories about defeat, about being sad, about being lonely, about not being loved, the universe will give you that. So together then here with the deer spirit, be gentle with yourself. Be nice to yourself. You know, if you've made mistakes in the past, I tell you, who hasn't? Mistakes is the fun part of being alive, even if the consequences aren't that fun at the end of the day. But that's part of the creating process. Sometimes we have to run against a wall to realize that it hurts, right? And that's part of the process, making mistakes. And so be gentle with yourself, be gentle with the stories you tell yourself. Don't put yourself down. Don't tell yourself horrible things about the past, the present, or the future. And don't tell these stories also to other people. Don't put other people down. I'm not saying that you do, but sometimes when we're sad, we end up saying things that we don't really mean, or we're just trying to blow off some steam, and innocent people end up suffering as well. So be gentle. Watch what you're telling yourself and telling others. Just be gentle with the situation. And this card here, I like it very much. It's already your advice card. Is the Vision Quest. Because what the card is saying, if you're feeling stagnant in this kind of sadness, and you have the feeling nothing is moving on, well, yes, it is. First, everything is moving in a way that you cannot see right now, because you're not focused on these positive things at the moment. But what this card advises is, if you're feeling stagnant and you're feeling that nothing is moving forward, create yourself a vision. That's why it's called Vision Quest. What would you like to manifest? What would you like to experience? And the moment you have that vision, you can start planning it. What steps can you take to achieve it? And then the road starts to get clearer, the fog will lift, and you'll see your path again. So create, again, we have the word create. You can create and manifest anything you want. You just have to be careful with the stories you're telling yourself, because if you stay too stagnant in this energy, it will come more of it. You'll experience more and more of it. But this won't happen, because we have here the regeneration. You're feeling this transformation taking place. So be gentle with yourself, like we had with the deer spirit. Be gentle, because the change will come, and it will be incredibly powerful. So be prepared and have a vision of what you want and what you want to experience and how you want to react to this new life that the universe is offering you, to this new opportunity, to this new beginning. I know you cannot quite see it yet, but it will come, and probably like a thunderbolt out of nowhere. And it will be beautiful. I want to put this card here on the floor. Yeah, there you go. Because it will come. This is certain. So create your vision quest, things you'd like to experience, the joy you'd like to experience, the love, the friendship, the happiness, the laughter, and the light-hearted energy you'd like to experience. And then we have the last advice card, is clean up your mess. If there is a messy situation with other people, or be it at the job, at work, or with family, friends, lovers, partners, clean it up, because everything can be healed. You can heal anything. So sometimes before change can come, we have to put away the past, like past hurts or arguments or grievances. So you can put it away. Everything can be healed. Then you can turn it into a beautiful garden. Yeah. And so whatever is bothering you, you can heal it. Whatever has put you down, you can change it. It's in your hands at the end of the day. But change will come, and it will be a very positive change. But you can help it arrive sooner, or I would like to even say you can welcome it by preparing the ground, by cleaning your environment, be it psychologically, emotionally, or even your home. Changing your home, redecorating your home, doing everything the way you really want to do it. And that would be, again, part of the vision quest, inviting this new change in, which will come anyway, and it will bring you a lot of satisfaction and happiness. yeah, then you will really feel how you're connected to spirit and how spirit materializes in this world. Yeah, you just have to start relaxing and feeling at home with yourself. And that's the message here. Because if you're not feeling at home, it's because this kind of sadness just cut you off from your higher self. And this is like, come back to yourself. Relax in your own body, relax in your own mind, and feel at home within yourself. And this you can then express it in your environment, with your objectives, and do in your relationships with others. So, pile number 1, this was your reading. I hope it resonates and I hope it inspires you, and I wish you a wonderful time and a lot of love, strength, and love and life. Thank you so much. So, now pile number 2. There we go. So, the perfection of your life. So, what you need to know right now. And this is number 30, the perfection of your life. Then we have number 10, unfinished symphony. Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. Creativity. Peacock spirit, let it shine. And this is number 46. Number 35, the medicine wheel. And connect with your soul family. Number 20. Now let's start. So there's a storm raging outside. I really like storms, so I hope it doesn't bother you. I love thunder and lightning. I just like it. So, and the perfection of your life. Speaking of storm and lightning, this is what is happening right now in your life. I mean, if it's not happening, I'm sorry to tell you, but will happen very soon. It's like you get caught up, or you're already caught up in a chain of events which seem to be out of your control. You seem to not to be able to grasp the meaning or the direction of the events. And this makes you feel lost. This makes you feel like you're just a leaf in the wind and without control. You feel really impotent, so to say, like you have no power. You feel powerless, that's the word. You feel powerless, and this makes you feel very insecure and not really knowing what to think, who to trust, and where to go, emotionally at least, right? And this card is telling you, well, yes, this storm is taking over because there's a lot of transformation that needs to be done. There's a lot in your life that has to be swept away so that new life can come in. It's interesting enough because it's a bit similar to the message of pile 1. And this is important. Why? Because you have a lot of unfinished business in your life. And this old energy has to go away, has to be transformed. You have to find closure in your life, in different situations. You have to find closure probably with a lover or a past or an ex-past partner, or you have to, find closure with family members or even with your work situation. So you have the feeling things are not over, and probably they aren't. But you have to find some type of closure so that the energy can move on again. Otherwise, you just get stuck. And if you get stuck, the waters start to get murky and start to smell, and nothing good comes out of it, right? And you'll start making the same mistakes all over again because you're just caught in this unfinished symphony. But worry not, because the main energy here is that you should trust, because this is a part of life and it's part of your life as well. And you should trust the process and just let it go, let it happen. And try to see it like if you were in the eye of the hurricane. That's why we have an eye here as well. I find it really interesting. So if you were in the eye of the hurricane, because in the eye of the hurricane, everything is peaceful and very, very calm. And then you can see all the things unfolding. Even if they look chaotic, they are not. There's an order to it. And also in your life, there's an order to it. Everything seems chaotic, but they have to move about for the energy also to move on and to renew itself. And in this process of apparent chaos, you can take the opportunity and find closure with some of the situations. By finding closure, I have the feeling some of you get all panicky because you don't want to let go of certain situations, especially if they are love situations. Don't worry. Finding closure sometimes is just accepting that the situation is as it is. And then you can let it go, and you leave space for it to breathe and to develop and unfold on its own. Because if you're hanging on to it too tightly, even if it's just energetically, the things get stuck. That's what I meant. Then the waters get all murky. So this transformation, this apparent chaos, this is very, very needed in your life. And it will bring fresh air, new ideas, new perspectives. It will rearrange the pieces of the puzzle or the pieces of the chessboard, and you can take a new direction and a new perspective on your own life. And do not be worried, because you are not alone. Be it from the spiritual realm, you have your helpers and your guides that are with you with this situation and are helping you to let go, are helping you to find clarity in this situation. But also here the card says, how can you mother yourself? So in this situation, help yourself. You know, find this nurturing, find this love within yourself. You know, in the knowing that everything will be all right, no matter how chaotic it may seem, no matter how wild, in the knowledge that you will be all right. You know, be kind to yourself. Really, this is really a bit similar to pile 1. Be kind to yourself, be loving to yourself, be supportive of yourself. And this is really important, but you will find this support also in others around you. So you are not alone. For me, what this card really means at this moment right now is you are not alone. And you don't have to go through this alone. You have people around you that are willingly and very glad to help you and be part of your journey. And these people, I have the feeling, they will bring you happiness. And I'll just jump into the advice card at the end, because this will be your soul family. Connect to them, reach out to them. They're there to help you. They're there to support you in good and also bad times. And I have the feeling you'll be creating something beautiful with these people, something really meaningful, because first of all, we have this other card here saying creativity. So you can turn this chaos into something creative. You can take the chaos and turn it into art, turn it into something beautiful. And also saying you create your own reality, you create your own destiny. Even if everything seems chaotic, you can take the chaos and turn it into your own work of art. And this work of art is your own life. So this chaos is actually an opportunity to rearrange everything in your life, to rediscover yourself and get out of this energy that no longer serves you, whatever it is. You know, you've written an unfinished symphony. And if this is a creative process, if this is a creative work, be it a hobby, be it professional. It's beautiful to have an unfinished have an unfinished symphony, but you'll find greater joy if you bring it to an end. It is time. Maybe you've been postponing some of your projects. Maybe you've been procrastinating. And I tell you, I know all about procrastinating. It's one of my favorite hobbies. But at the end of the day, you feel more fulfilled when you do what you are meant to do, what your soul knows what you're meant to do, what your heart knows you're meant to do, what really makes you happy. And again, you're not alone. You can find people supporting you also, ending your projects, people they'll be really glad to be there by your side. But bring this creativity into your life to create new situations, new lifestyles, new perspectives. You have so much positive stuff going on for you. This is really fantastic. We could end the reading here, but there are 3 more cards. Let's put them these here. And some of you are probably, like, it's really natural, I'll be as well, are really, afraid of letting go, of finding closure with some situations. But what this transformation, I'll bring the card again, brings here is really telling you nothing is set in stone. So if you let go, let it unfold, everything is free. You can create better endings. You can create better outcomes. You can create new levels, new situations, always going up like in an upward spiral. So there's nothing for you to lose. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is negative or positive. Nothing is finished or starting. It's just everything is movable and mutable as well. So, and that's why it's a mutable moon. So you have like the free pass. It's like you have the freedom of creating whatever you want. So why being stuck in things that still haven't changed? And the thing is, this card is also interesting because for some of you, it's like things are still developing, but instead of waiting around for it to come to a result or an outcome, write your own song, write your own outcome, be creative about it. And I don't say to follow, to now do reckless things and take risks you do not need doing, because this work is a lot of interior work, it's internal work. It's like, it's what you do with your mind, with your soul, with your heart, finding space for better outcomes and being creative about it. And you can express all of this in creative work, in expressing yourself in better ways. And that's exactly what this card, the peacock spirit, is saying, is let it shine. And here's like the light is coming out from the throat chakra. Speak your own truth. Let your own beauty shine. Show yourself out to the world. Don't hide out of fear or because you're stuck in another reality, actually stuck in another truth. Shine who you really are. Call in your soul family. They'll be there to help you. They'll be there. They'll be attracted to you like bees to flowers. And it's really, really beautiful. So it's time to also to show, for those who are creative and the artists, it's time to show your work. So bring it to an end. Finish your work so you can show it to the world. It will be so successful. It will be supported by like-minded people, by people who understand your work, who know who you are, who understand what you're trying to do and show and express. This is it's so powerful. It's so beautiful, so full of joy. And I think, yes, many of you are artists. And it doesn't matter if you're a professional artist or a hobby, you're just an amateur. Amateur comes from amar. Amar is loving, is to love. So amateurs, they do it out of love, right? Out of passion. And the artists, they have a calling. They cannot do anything other than that, which is, either way is beautiful. I love art and I love artists. So either way is beautiful, be it amateur, be it professional. Just put it out there. the world wants to see it, and they'll be there, you know, dancing with you. It's really, really beautiful. And then we have the medicine wheel. And the medicine wheel is really telling you to, hey, take a look at your life, but not in a critical way. It's not, you know, putting you down. No, the medicine wheel is like, if you look at your life, what would you like to change? What are you happy with, and what do you feel needs some adjustment? And that's the better word. You're not saying what you feel negative about or sad about, because that brings us down immediately. But what needs adjustment for you to be happy with it as well. And I think this is up to you, but the feeling I'm getting right now is that you need to start expressing yourself and showing your beautiful self and your beautiful work and your ideas and your creativity to the world. But this is very personal. It's up to you to take a look at your life, be it family, be it relationships, be it work, be it health. Take a look at your life. What would you like to change? What would you like to adjust in order to be in alignment to your truest self, who you are becoming? Because you are becoming another version of yourself. This is the perfection of your life. Your life is changing, and it's giving you a chance to be the person that you always wanted to be, surrounded by the people you always wanted to have in your life, your community, your tribe. They're not only coming, they're already here. So open up to all of this and show your true colors, because they will be well received. You will be understood. You will be loved. You will be accepted. You will be admired. And people will support you on this way, because remember, you are never alone. So, pile number 2. This was your message. Just beautiful and amazing. And I wish you a wonderful time with lots of love, with lots of inspiration, lots of light, and lots of life. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful time. So, pile number 3. There you go. It's really funny. Doesn't matter where you see it from, it's always a heart kind of thing. Or maybe I'm wrong. No, really beautiful. So, here we go. So, what you need to know right now, pile number 3. Trust yourself. Number 31. Number 25, round and round. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Healing. Canary spirit, sing your own song. Oh, sorry. The canary spirit was the beloved. I'm sorry. There you go. Sorry. So the beloved, and it's number 5. Let's try to find some space here. There you go. There you go. And then we have number 21, and our favorite 2 words, be patient. Now, let's go. Interesting. I would say, as my first impression seeing all these cards, is it's all about love. Those who chose pile number 3. So what you're dealing with right now has to do with love. So this experience. You're experiencing it because of another person or through another person as well. That's what we get here with the card. The beloved is choosing to experience life through love, to having a loving attachment, a loving relationship with someone else. And that's really beautiful. I'm just adjusting the camera. That's really, really beautiful. But let's see the overall view, how this then unfolds in the reading. So first of all, we have trust yourself, and we have round and round. Now, round and round, let's start there. Round and round has to do with cycles, almost like never-ending cycles. It can be that in your relationships, in your love relationships, you are experiencing the same patterns all over again, always all over again. Different people, different types of people, different professions, different ways of looking to the world, but still the situation repeats. Now, what you're having now is the opportunity of breaking this cycle. And for that, you have to trust yourself. And this is really important. Because this situation brought up all these older situations. This is like the jungle is in your head, right? You have like a jungle in your head. It's very nervous energy, very anxious, and you're also worrying a lot. But again here, and it seems to be the message of all the piles here, is to trust. Trust yourself. So you shouldn't be overthinking the situation too much. You should be relaxing, and you should just let it be and let it happen. And there's a lot of instability going on right now, but just try to relax, because what the card says is this is a sign of a growing pain, because you are growing. You are developing, you are evolving as well, but you don't notice it. You just see these cycles repeating and repeating. But what you do not see, and these are the good news, is because it's a spiral. So each time this spiral turns, it's actually getting on a higher level. And this means that each turn, it's giving you the opportunity of behaving and reacting differently to the same situation. It's like the situation keeps on repeating until you react differently. So it's not the situation, so it's not the other people. It's not that you are unlucky in love, because if you have many people helping you repeat the pattern, you're very lucky in love, and there are many people who like you. But still, because we are all creators of our life, we are creating the same situation, even if the people are totally different. Now, by each turn, like I was saying, you have a new opportunity of breaking this cycle, right? You have a new opportunity of reacting differently, of thinking differently, of feeling differently, because it is your feelings and thoughts that keep this spiral repeating itself until the end of time. So actually, it's you who has the responsibility. Of course, I don't want to say that the other people are all innocent, especially if they have been abusive, right? I'm not saying that. Just because you are attracting a certain type of experience, the other people are saying also yes to that experience. So I'm not saying they're innocent, but it's up to you. And I know we don't like to hear that, but it's up to you. It's up to us to change the situation, to react differently. But of course, to react differently, we have to be different as well. And this is what the card is saying. You're changing, you're evolving. So this change will be possible, right? You'll be able to break this cycle. So these are really, really positive news. Because you just have to flow and grow. There's not much you have to do, because all this growing, all this evolving is within. So you just have to trust yourself, trust the process, and let it happen. And you're already feeling it. But you're not used to trust. You're not used to just flow, because you're used to be too much in your head, controlling the situation, trying to see, should I react like this? Should I have said that? Should I have moved to the left? Should I have jumped to the right? It doesn't matter, right? So you're just too used to having control over a situation, or trying to move it in a certain direction. But here you don't have to. And just the fact that you let it go and let it flow, it will be a different reaction to the situation, and you'll start breaking the cycle. And this is really beautiful and a lot deeper than we think. And in this situation, because, it's a very internal process, and this is a very private, only you know how it unfolds within you, sometimes we feel very, very alone when this happens. And what this is here, the card, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So if you have a connection with loved ones that passed away, being grandparents, so you will know, because they will be your ancestors. Try and contact them. You can pray like this girl is doing, or you can talk to them mentally, like in a psychic way. You can ask them for help. You can even ask them for signs, so that they can show you that they're present. And it is possible. You can talk to your guides, to spiritual guides. You can talk to your angels. You can talk to God, whatever feels comfortable for you and whatever works for you. But what this card is saying, you're not. You may feel that you cannot handle the situation, and breaking cycles is difficult. So you have my fully understanding. You have my compassion. You have my prayers sent to you, because breaking cycles is not an easy task. It's like going against ourselves, because we're too used of thinking and acting and feeling in a specific way. And then to change that is not an easy task. So just by wanting to do this, just by starting doing this, you are already a hero. You are. And you can do it, I know. So, and remember, you're not alone. You can ask assistance to your loved ones that passed away, to your guides, to your angels, to God. Ask for assistance. You can even ask assistance to friends. Friends sometimes cannot really assist you in this process, because, like I said, it's a very private and intimate thing. It's like only you know what you're feeling. Only you know all about this situation. But if you ask for friends, to distract you and do something fun, they will be there. You are not alone in this process. You will never be alone. And now we have these two cards. And so it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio, and this is healing. So you're going now through a healing process. So be kind to yourself and be patient. This won't be immediate. It could be. Of course, it could be immediate. Yeah, miracles happen every day, but usually it's not. So, and I find it really interesting here, because we have a hand on the head, a hand on the belly and the lower region. So this is really nice, because it could be that all these negative thoughts, all these sad thoughts and worries and anxiety, could be affecting, first of all, your respiratory system, like your nose. You could be having like stronger allergies than usual, or you can be having a cold. And look here, and you can also have throat ache, sore throat, and difficulty of speaking as well. And this, because it's all like a lot of psychological energy, there's a lot of action here. It could also affect your digestive system, because these two are always interconnected. I don't know if you knew this, but you can research it. But your belly, your, how you call it, your intestines, you say like that, they are your second brain. Yeah, and then there's the heart. All these three have brain cells, and they're all interconnected. So if one is not healthy, the others won't be healthy as well. They're all interconnected. And here we have the heart chakra. So there's a lot of healing that has to be done in the heart chakra, and everything, because they're all interconnected. If you start healing one, the others will respond. But you need to open up your heart chakra. You don't have to, but it would be easier with all this loving energy, because love can cure anything. But love is, again, this theme we had here. So there are really important lessons you have to learn at the moment, like breaking cycles, breaking attachment, because these attachments, especially when it comes to love, may have to do with abandonment issues. That's why you feel anxious because you're always repeating a cycle. If you have gone through like an abandonment as a child, in what constellation whatsoever, then that may be a reason why you keep on repeating it in your love life with your romantic connections. And you probably find yourself reacting to situations out of fear of abandonment. And probably you even react in ways that are contrary to who you really are, right? And probably there will be like humiliation situations where you humiliate yourself so you won't lose your the other person, or you go against your own integrity. And I'm not judging here, it's all human, because if we're dealing with something as deep and powerful as abandonment issues, it's like there's in that moment, because you're reacting unconsciously almost, there's nothing you can do. There's something that needs really deeper healing or a deeper understanding from your part. But if you realize what it is, you know what it is, it's easier to deal with it. And it's easier then to make choices and break these cycles, because the cycles repeat when the lessons haven't been integrated, meaning we're not understanding them. It's not because we're stupid, but the emotional brain needs a bit longer than the actual brain, because sometimes we understand the situations, we understand the lessons, but they have to be integrated here in our heart space. So yes, this is time to release these negativities, negative thoughts, negative expectations. That's what I call the negative patterns, because we're expecting things to repeat themselves. We expect things to go the ways we know, because we are human beings are beings of habit. And even if the habits are negative and painful, we just tend to repeat them regardless, because it's what we know. We always do what we know. We always expect what we know. And this is time to change this, because there are wonderful things out there. There are wonderful people out there, and beautiful experiences just waiting for you to discover them. And for some of you, because we have here the full moon in Scorpio, and last month, okay, this is a timeless reading, but for those that are seeing it now in June, last month we had the full moon in Scorpio. So probably this situation, this new cycle, started around that time in the full moon in Scorpio. And Scorpio is very intensive. I love the Scorpio energy, but it's very, very intensive. It can go to obsessions. It's really break and die, and there's no half thing with the Scorpio, right? It's always a life or death situation. And so they're very, very intense. And this may have created, especially in your love life, around last month's full moon, the Scorpio moon, has started then a new cycle. But this cycle is different, because you are changing, you are evolving, and this cycle was needed. This cycle was needed to be repeated so that you evolve, because it's time for you to move ahead. It's time for you to move on and be the person who you always are. And I think that the ones that chose pile 3 I think you are people that chose to learn their deepest lessons in life through love, through romantic connections with others. And I think personally, it's the hardest thing to do. So you're very, very brave. Like as I was telling you earlier, you're already a hero. You're a very, very brave kind of person. So you have my respect. And this is important because this is the outcome you should be aiming for. Of course, we want love. And this story, this love story, it may be very difficult at the moment because it started a cycle, but it doesn't mean it has to be over, but you have to release the negativity, all your negative expectations. You have to cleanse them, you have to heal them. And the great outcome to move things forward, to make you freer and to make you happier and start attracting happier relationships, or even changing existing relationships into more joyous and harmonious relationships, is singing your own song. So we have the canary spirit. The canary spirit is also saying to be yourself in relationships, especially in love relationships in this case. Just be yourself. Sing your own song. Don't try to adapt. Let's put it like this. Wait. Don't try to adapt to other people, change and metamorphose into what other people want to see so you can have their love. Because this is also a symptom of abandonment issues. We kind of lose ourselves in the other person, or we try to mirror the other person so that they love us. We try to be what we think the other person wants us to be. And then you lose yourself in the process. And this, like I said, is a symptom of abandonment issues. And they're hard, they're very difficult. And like I just repeat again, you are a hero because you're dealing with this right now. You're focusing on this part of yourself and you're wanting to change it and adjust it and make it easier to deal with and release yourself. Yeah. And so within romantic relationships, you have to start singing your own song, showing your true colors, singing your own melody, and showing to the other person who you really are, what you really want, what are your boundaries, what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. And this is really important because then the love experiences, then they will be more fulfilling. They will be reciprocated, because then people will love you for your true self, and they will be more successful and lasting and deeper and more meaningful. You will experience all this shifting into a more positive vibration, into a more positive love for yourself and for the other as well. It's really rewarding. And also for some of you, you should not do anything. You could, because if you're music inclined, you can write songs about this experience. By writing songs or singing songs about this experience, you'll probably get also a clearer picture. You can put it in words, in your own melody, and you get a clearer picture of what it is and how you'd like it to be and to evolve. This is really positive. Then we have the last advice card, and this: be patient. And I find it very hard to be patient myself, but we all have to be patient once in a while. So if you are in a love story right now that ignited a cycle that is painful, and but is allowing you to trust the process, to evolve, and is allowing you to get rid of negativity and get some inner healing in all these themes we just talked about, then be patient and let all this process transform you and heal you, and also heal the relationship. So the key word is Be patient with yourself, be patient with the situation, and also be patient with the other person. So, pile number 3, this was your reading. And thank you so much. And I wish you a wonderful time full of love, light, and life. Thank you so much.